Hey guys, you're back in the kitchen with KK. I am Kimberly Knox. We're going to have another fun session here highlighting some perfect, simple recipes for the fall season. Yeah, we've gone into fall with the fall equinox. So now the primary organs that are activated are our lungs. So that's why breath work and getting outside and walking is a really great expression of this time of the year. Breathing in confidence, exhaling doubt. And then the colon is also involved here. That is another organ that's related to releasing what we no longer need. So that's this whole time of the year is about coming to a culmination of success, releasing and getting ready for the winter. So there's a lot of symbolization that goes on, but food really helps us get there. So I am a passionate, integrative, and functional health coach. We get to the root cause of what's going on in the body. I'm an author of a book called Simple Cooking for Vitality. You've seen me bring it up, and we're actually preparing a very simple recipe today from the colon and neurotransmitter section. So fantastic. We'll get to the why. We're going to be talking about that related to the session. So I really have a passion to get people back into the kitchen because that is where we're going to make a dent in our health today. We've got a broken healthcare system. People are sick. You can take back the control of your health quite simply just by integrating real food, but it has to start in your kitchen because you can control the inflammatory ingredients that are causing cellular inflammation, inflammation of the liver, fatty liver, all of the metabolic issues that we have actually stem from processed food, sugars, and seed oils. So we really have a lot of control right here, and you can do so much, saving yourself time to, yes, get dressed up and go out, but primarily address your cellular health in your kitchen, because cell health and feeding those cells, that's how you're going to combat the oxidative stress that's constantly going on and only getting more severe as we're introducing more toxins and complicating things like more electromagnetic frequencies, things like that. So spaghetti squash is super fun. We all love spaghetti growing up, but our conventional spaghetti has several issues. Most of my clients have high blood sugar issues. They are getting insulin resistant, which just keeps growing your glucose issues. So we have to get down those net carbs. That is the baseline of a ketogenic style of eating, and but integrating real food into that. So that is what we're talking about here. Spaghetti squash. It is a beautiful example of a nutrient-dense, low-carb food, perfect for the fall. Fall represents the white type of vegetables and legumes and things like that. So the last recipe I just did, that butter bean flax spread, fantastic, loaded with the fiber. Those white butter beans loaded with really great sources of protein, plant-based protein. So this low-carb alternative, spaghetti squash, don't be afraid of it. Get today, what we're going to do, we're going to roast it. I'm going to show you how to make spaghetti boats, but I'm also going to show you how to make a side item that you can just use as a side or put it back into the boat and serve it with meatballs. So we're going to show it both ways. So, but spaghetti squash, 7 grams of carbs in 1 cup. Whereas spaghetti, of course, it tastes delicious. It is a sugar bomb, 43 grams of carbs in 1 cup. No one eats 1 cup of spaghetti when it's served on a big plate. So that is an overload. And if you're going to have any success in a low type of a carb diet, you need net grams, that's total carbs minus fiber, under 50. So you've almost lost your entire carb load in just one sitting. So this is just a fantastic alternative. It's also loaded with the nutrients that we need. First of all, antioxidants help our cells. They are our cellular bodyguards. So they help with preventing cellular distress, and that is cancer prevention. We want strong cells, right? So that's those. Beta-carotene is really high in here, like with the orange and the yellow vegetables. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A. It's got vitamin C. Those are 2 strong. Lutein and zeaxanthin for our eye health, also for skin health and preventing skin damage and skin cancers. So don't buy your supplements, get them in your food, and then just supplement if you need extra. So let's get on an apron and let's get this baby cut and into the oven to roast, and then we'll keep going. Let me grab my apron. You know, I got several fun ones, but yeah, please go grab some aprons so that you have something fun to cover up with. And one of the last recipes that I did videos was on the peanut butter day, getting your kids in the kitchen. So allow them to watch and to assist you and, you know, get them off video games and things like that. It's really helpful. Luckily, I grew up when there was no video games. A sharp, thin knife. That's what you need for this. If you miss, this will roll. So you want to kind of stick it in there, because we're going to do it lengthwise so that you have a boat this way. So stick it in, and if the skin is soft, like this one is, you're going to have no trouble. Some of them, the skins are really thick. When the farmer's market comes back, I've noticed sometimes there is a variation, but this one cut through super duper easy, and then just peel it open like that. All right, the seeds, not a problem. And the oven is already on 400. We're going to roast it for about 50 minutes or so. And let me just get the spoon that I want here. You just want a kind of a thin edge, good enough. So you're just going to scoop around like this. This is all coming out super easy. And just pour it into the trash. Now, in my book, I show where you can cut them as discs. And then when they cook, you just kind of pull it out and the spaghetti is already woven in there. That's okay. If it's like this and it cuts really easy, that will be easy to do. But if it's hard to cut, that's going to be a little harder for you. And today what we're making is boats. These cute little boats on a plate will be a wow for any home, you know, dinner party, or even for kids. It just looks really super fun. We are going to load one up with my homemade bison balls. You can even use and that recipe is in there. And you could also use my apple sage turkey burgers, just to convert them into balls, and then with a homemade sauce. So now these are ready to go. Let me show you what we're going to do. Make this nice and easy, keep them moist. We're going to line the pan with parchment paper. You don't want stuff that you don't want to have to scrub a pan. That's really not fun. So I'm using this is my favorite coconut oil to utilize for cooking. Coconut oil actually helps reduce inflammation of the cell. So coconut oil is fantastic. It's not going to make them taste like coconut. So we're just going to grease these up on the inside and then also on the outside. This really helps to keep them moist. Coconut oil has a very high smoke point, so it's great for roasting at 400. You'd never want to use something like a fine olive oil, which should be kept for making dressings cold or just quickly sauteing. We'll use it when we saute this. We're going to saute it in with garlic, fresh, rough cut garlic. Beautiful. They're done. Now all you to do is add a little bit of parchment paper to the top. I'm going to stick because this will keep in some of the moisture. We'll get these in the oven and they got to cook 50 minutes. So we're going to let those cook for 50 minutes. We'll be back so I can show you how to scoop those out. We're going to saute them in here with some garlic. I do not have fresh basil today, so I'll use dried organic basil, but I do have fresh oregano. So you can use some fresh herbs or a combination of fresh and dry. So we'll be right back. And if you love my videos and my creativity here, please share. Give me a little thumbs up. It's fantastic. We'll be back. We'll discuss the B vitamins in here and their ability to help with the liver as well. Perfect. Okay, so I just took it out of the oven. It's been in there. I left it in a little bit longer, so about 1 hour, depending on the size. All you're gonna do is you're gonna check it after 50 minutes. Just take a knife and stick it into, you just want it to be soft. So you do want to let these cool a little bit. They're going to be very hot when we flip this over. So let's just take a little look here how they look. They're nice and moist because of the oil and because we've used the parchment paper. So here, get this. So why I have a knife here, I mean a fork, actually you can use 2 forks, but the fork is perfect for just separating nice and gently the squash from the edges to keep that spaghetti-like consistency. I think when you roast them, I've seen them done in a Instapot, and I think they get a little too wet. See how moist this is? Just fantastic. So we're just going to loosen these up, and then we're going to saute up some onion and garlic, get that really fragrant and translucent a bit. So now these are going to look fantastic on a big plate, right? It makes you feel like you're getting a large meal. So your satiety, being full and being satiated, is going to be really satisfied, yet you're going to feel not sluggish. You're not going to get this high insulin spike from the amount of carbohydrates because we are keeping them low. And then by combining this with either I make delicious walnut lentil balls or burgers, the apple sage turkey burgers you can convert into a ball. So any type of meat you can put on here or a plant-based type of ball. So we worked that out. Let's just sit this to the side. Okay, let that cool off a bit. This pan is already ready to go. So either a large saute pan or I have a wok style pan here. I just brought this up so you could see it. It's been warming. So because we're just going to be sauteing this, I can use my olive oil here. The 2 brands that I always look for and trade out at Whole Foods when they're on sale, just buy them. And they're in dark glass bottles, high quality, one origin for this California olive branch, very good quality. I also make my dressings out of this. So let's just get a couple tablespoons in there. Let that get warmed up a bit. Pan's already warm, so getting in. I chose to use sweet onions. I had some already. I was making something else. You can use a shallot as well here. Very fragrant, delicious. And then I've got some rough chopped garlic. I don't know, several cloves. Depending on how much garlic you like, you can go to town. Now, fresh basil would be fantastic to finish this off. I'm out of fresh basil, but I do have fresh oregano. So we get that real nice, those nice polyphenols, those nice antioxidants that are in the herbs that give them that flavor. Really fantastic. And we have a few of my bites and balls with some homemade sauce that we're going to dress up and put on top. So let me just tidy up a bit and I'll be right back. So one of the reasons we are doing the spaghetti squash is because we're talking about soluble and insoluble fiber. So soluble fiber, it's going to hold on to water. It's going to slow down that digestion from the stomach to the small intestines, the absorption of nutrients. So that's going to keep us filled up longer. Then the insoluble fiber has a great capacity to nourish our colon, our microbiome. It's going to speed the delivery from the stomach down into the small intestines because it's not going to be fully digested by the typical enzymes, not broken down. So that inulin type of fiber, similar to a purple sweet potato or asparagus, those will feed your gut microbiome. We need both of these types of fiber. They help push the contents out of our colon. This is what we want. We want to stay regular, keeping things moving through the body. We just left spleen season. When spleen is off, energy is not transferring through the body and it's not flowing, going back to the colon. So now we're in colon season. We want to make sure that we're nourishing this whole flow of energy and getting those massive amount of nutrients. So the B vitamins, so important for our brain health, for our nervous system, right? But we also need them for proper methylation. The liver methylates every single night. It's working every night, especially from 2 to 4 in the morning, cleaning up. And how well we're methylating is how we're converting those toxins into water soluble, because most toxins are fat soluble. That's why they like to get stored in our fat cells in the body. So we want that process to be optimal. We need the B vitamins, the B9, the B6, the B12, all of these, and also glutathione, things like that. But that's why we need the vegetables that are filled with these really good B vitamins. So of course, we've got the micronutrients in here, the minerals, the potassium, the magnesium, excellent for our heart health and our energy. Those are electrolytes that we need. So you see, the body recognizes these nutrients very synergistically in food. That's why food really matters. That's why food is the main medicine. Supplements are only supplementary. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet, just like you can't outrun a bad diet. So we're getting these onions to be fragrant here. Let's get in the big chunks of garlic. And we're just going to get both of those a little bit fragrant, and then we're going to toss in the spaghetti squash, already smelling that beautiful garlic and onion, and you know how delicious that smells. So of course, garlic and onion, very, very important for the body. Onion, especially for our liver and liver function. And those sulfur type of ingredients in both of those. You know, easy this is, easy, and it's fun. And so let's bring over. Yeah, this is cool now. This is fine. So I'm going to add one of these to this bowl. Let's just get it scooped up so it doesn't break. Let's use this one. So this is how you can put it onto a plate at dinner, like a spaghetti type of bowl, or on a plate garnered with really nice greens. So a sauteed broccoli rabe, or broccoli, or asparagus, or even just a salad. So really nice. Let's get this into the mix. It scoops out pretty easily. It's the fragrance that gets you, right? Fresh basil on this is out of this world. It's just fantastic. Love that. Let's get this over to the side. And we'll dress up this one. Get the fresh oregano in there. Very potent antibacterial properties in oregano. Fresh oregano is so strong and just fantastic. Woo! Thought I had the sprinkle thing in here. This is fresh organic basil. So let that out. A little bit of sea salt because I did not salt it prior to. A little bit of cracked black pepper. So we're going to let that saute for just a little bit. Let the water evaporate out of it so it's not soggy at all. Then we're going to load it into our beautiful little shell here and top it with the meat and the sauce. So if you've enjoyed spaghetti squash in some way, please let me know about it. Love to hear. We'll be right back. Okay, let's wrap this up. Now, This can be just a side item. That's why I did it like this. You don't even have to saute this. You can utilize the red sauce with sauteed onion and garlic and just add it into the fluffed up part from the shell. But I've added in here because now you can see you've got a really fun and super fragrant, amazing item that you can use as a side item. Let me just see if I can get this in here without having to use a spoon. Here we go. Let's turn this off. So I'm just going to use one of the shells. So I've used a generous amount of onion in mine. You can play around with the quantities. It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of creative, getting that flavor back in there. And now here are some delicious meatballs. Putting this on top with a little bit of sauce. You can gauge the amount of sauce that you want to put in here. So I do not do dairy. You know that because my body doesn't break down those proteins that well. That's the casein A1, A2 protein. Now, sometimes I do get an age. This is age 36 months. This is from the Netherlands. It's called Clarina. It is a Gouda, but it's so aged. It's got that really robust fragrance to it. So after 36 months, the enzymes are broken down. That protein is broken down. So I've graded up a little bit here with a fine grater. You can pre-grade and store in the freezer. Since I do not do cheese, I don't do any conventional cheeses, and you don't want to if you have any, sensitivities to dairy protein. It's not that dairy doesn't taste good. Ice cream's delicious, but those proteins cause issues with our joints, and that's because of the enzymes that we need more of. When we get inflamed, we get fibrin. That fibrin causes the pain because we need more enzymes to break them down. That's a whole nother video, but look how tasty and amazing this is. So at a dinner party, making these little boats, just get the smaller spaghetti squashes. Farmers market's going to open up soon. This is going to really be filling and fun and fragrant, and that's exactly what you want. I would top this with some fresh ribbon cut basil, and that would make this just out of this world. So I hope you've enjoyed this. A spaghetti squash, just get excited about it. It's so low carb, it's so high in nutrients, and that's what we're doing. We're feeding our cells and just really creating health, taking back the control of your health, because food is medicine. Thanks for joining in today. Give me a thumbs up. Please share my videos with people you think will really love these as well. Have an awesome day.